Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Soo, your Oakland community advocate. Well, today is November 17th. We are 1 week away from Thanksgiving, and we are also little north of a week since the November 8th election. And so right now, we still do not have a declared Oakland winner. Shangtao has closed the gap that at one time, Lauren Taylor had nearly a 5-point lead on Shangtao, but she's closed that gap. It's down, as of yesterday, it was down to less than, or just over, it was just over 1,300 votes separated the two. And that was in front of 5 o'clock yesterday. And that is, if you looked at the Alameda County Registrar of Voters official count, and then you go not only to that portion, because that shows you the first page. If you go down to city on the vote, open that up, mayor, and then look at that first page. That first page only includes the first round of voting, and that's the most important page out there for the initial vote. This vote went 9 rounds, and so right now the final votes are being verified and tallied. And so today at somewhere between 4:30, 5 o'clock, we're going to have another update and perhaps a declared winner, because we just had a declared winner south of us in Santa Clara and also San Jose. Mahan for San Jose, and I forget the one for Santa Clara, but that is a newcomer also. And so we have a lot of new incoming rookie mayors. And so right now it's between Lauren Taylor and Shangtao. And like I said, there's only a little better than 1,300 votes between the two of them that separates them. But we'll see what happens here. But today was a real big shocker. This whole week, we've seen a lot of activity with our like Bitcoin, or in this case it was FTX, and so I've not invested any money into this type of financial tool, and for a lot of reasons. I didn't understand it primarily, and then also kind of what I was looking at. It was set up kind of, if you were around looking at business opportunities back just before the millennium, the year 2000. That's what I was doing. And so there was a lot of online merchants starting up. I was one of those. I actually had a .com for approximately 10 years, and it didn't do anything because I really didn't do anything with it, but I had a .com, and it was a learning experience. I finally, because it was costing me more than, and the amount of time that I had was dwindling, and so I couldn't maintain that particular site. It was just myself and nobody else, and so that's what where a lot of the .coms came into problems with, because once you start getting to a certain size, you need a lot of personnel to increase that business and expand that business, but then also you need money to expand that business, and I just didn't have it at that time, and it was still a new frontier, much like Bitcoin, FTX, all of your crypto, and like I said, I'm not an expert on it. I've never really looked at it, but I know a lot of people that have been devastated by it. We're hearing Tom Brady. Yeah, could that be the reason why he's come out of retirement? because his crypto crashed. And then same thing with Steph Curry. Curry now is having some issues with cryptocurrency, and the lawsuits are now starting to stack up because those are two faces that really encourage folks to get involved with cryptocurrency, and especially FTX. And so we've now learned about some of the improprieties that crypto founder did, and so we'll see what plays out here. But definitely, it doesn't bode well for the rest of the cryptocurrency market world. And so, like I said, I don't have anything in that particular arena, because I never truly understood the basis, the foundation, and how money is created on that platform. And so, you know, I've heard a lot of different things, but again, like I said, I equate that to the .com back at the millennium. And because I was one of those, and I started mine in 1999, my .com, and then maintained it until 2009. Like I said, it didn't make a lot of money, but I had it for a decade, and I don't know what's happened to it now. I haven't checked on it, see if somebody else is using that particular name. But it was about the Bay Area here, and that was the place that I knew best. But the name and title that I had on there didn't really match what the site was capable of doing, and so there were a lot of flaws, and it just never went anywhere. I was hoping, you know, sometime in the future, before everything went bust, that I would retire to a life of fishing and traveling. And so that's what that would have been more inclined to, the travels and associated with fishing and boating. And so that was something that I was looking at that time. But today we have cryptocurrencies which are dropping in value rapidly because a lot of people are doing essentially what is referred to as a run on the bank on crypto, and getting, you know, picking up what they have left and getting out. And we're seeing a lot of things happening in the bond and stock markets. They've been very volatile over the past couple of months, and then we've seen housing prices, you know, starting to come down and significantly, and as people are starting to bail out of these homes, and then also because of people losing their jobs in the tech industry, and the Bay Area is very tech industry heavy with residents. And those residents, because they no longer have those tech jobs, those high-paying tech jobs, they are losing their homes. And so foreclosure, a lot of foreclosures, bankruptcies are on the horizon. And so there's going to be a flood of additional housing coming on in the coming months. And I see, at least perhaps for the next two years, or some really hard times. I've been through this. I started in a situation like this when I just came out of high school. I was 18. The situation was very volatile. We had a lot of unrest overseas. Our military troops were lined up for because of Iraq issue, and with Saddam Hussein and others at the time. And so it was a very volatile time back then. And just like it is right now. And our volatility of world threat comes from Russia, Vladimir Putin. And so that's our modern day catastrophe right there. And then we have a lot of civil unrest, not only just in Ukraine, Russia, and the Soviet states, but also we're seeing that unrest and a lot of things happening in China. A lot of lockdowns going on in China. We're also seeing huge rebellions on mortgage payments and mortgage loans by people who were cheated out of money, and they had already started paying on some of these units, and the units were never built. And so there's a lot of unrest there. And then we have declining populations. So we're having a near perfect storm, as we would say, of cataclysmic proportions, and not just in a general location, but globally. And so it's going to be interesting to see what happens and who is elected here in the city of Oakland. We're going to have a lot of financial challenges moving forward, because we have a lot of businesses not only closing up here in Oakland, but also leaving Oakland, big businesses. And Oakland has not put its best foot forward and try to restore some law and order, because we've been all over the national news and even world news about our crimes, our murder rates that are insane. And so things like that give bad press to the city of Oakland. And so we need a mayor that can deal with that and put Oakland in a more positive light, and then start bringing back some destination attractions. We have a new soccer team, Oakland Roots, the soccer club, and they're needing a stadium. So possibly if we lose the Oakland A's in the next couple of years, could the Oakland Coliseum be a replacement for the new Oakland Roots soccer team, which has already outgrown in the first season has outgrown its Laney College home field where they play right now, and they need more space. And this year they make it to the second round of the playoffs, so they are a winning championship caliber team right here that represents the aspects and the characteristics of Oakland. And so we want to support teams like that. We also need to close up a good solid contract with the WNBA and the finance group that is wanting to secure them here in Oakland. I'm thinking of other projects to create the destination locations and the attractions that Oakland needs to not only bring in the tourists and the businesses that will help restore Oakland and the quality of lifestyle to Oakland, but also recognition as a destination that you want to go live to, move to, because there's plenty of work, good quality of life, and a safe place to raise your family. That's what we're hoping that this new administration starts to bring about to Oakland. Thanks for joining me today. We'll be right back. Once again, I hope you're not in crypto. We'll be right back.